We are many, yet we are one. We are the plague. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Life of a Board Gamer. My name is Daniel, and today we are going to take a closer look at the game called Space Plague. Now, this is a prototype version. These are all prototype components because it's a Kickstarter. Of course, it's prototype. So be aware of that all of these things are subject to change. And yeah, the story goes, I hang out in this group on a Facebook where publishers are searching for reviewers for their Kickstarter projects, stuff like that. And the designer of this game, Ivan Botero, showed up, one of the designers, showed up in that group, and he pitched us the Space Plague, a game where you are playing a little plague and you are trying to colonize, or as we say, infest other planets. I mean, the plague infests, it doesn't colonize. So yeah, he was so enthusiastic about his game. I think I never saw somebody so enthusiastic about the game, and I immediately knew because of the team, because of how enthusiastic he was, that I want to in on it. So yeah, we are here now. Let's get down to the table. Let me show you what you get inside this box, and then we'll talk some more about it. Okay, before we start explaining how this game works, I want to apologize. Yes, I should have picked a better playmat without my logo, because for games like this that don't have the board, the things you need to see is pretty hard, but I'll try and explain what's what. So yeah, I apologize for that, but this is the best I can do at the moment. So yeah, this is basically how the game looks. I just set up one player, but each player will have the same setup, and you will have this one main board where there will be some events coming up each turn, and you will be able to buy some cards. And over here you will see the planet that you are trying to invade, however you want to say it. There's also a pool of resource tokens that you will be collecting throughout the game, and these are your little plagues that will march, or that they will land in this spaceship, one of these three spaces. This is removable, and as you can see, I'm messing things up, but yeah, this is removable. This is different depending which planet you are invading. You will have to put them in that specific order, like this. And the main thing is to push these little red discs or red plagues over here on these spots, and going up and up and up. And once you land over here, you will automatically transfer it to the core of the planet that we are invading, and whoever has the most at the end of the game is the winner, not just here but in their cards and everything else. Also, each of the players will receive same set of cards at the start, but the decks will be a little bit different at the end, because this is sort of a deck building game. And yeah, so you have basic starting cards. Each turn you will play one of these cards, and once you empty your hand, you will collect all of those cards, and the new ones that you purchase go into your hand or on the board or somewhere, which I will explain in a second. And you will then play them again. So you have to be very careful, very strategic when you want to play them and how you want to play them, because you can even lose some of these cards. So yeah, basically, when you play this card just tells you produce one plague. You will play it like so, and you will produce one plague, and you can put it in any of these three spaces. So as I mentioned, all of the players will have this same setup. So I'm just doing this because it only fits in my screen. So yeah, and then once you play the card, once you do its ability, there will be an event phase. Event phase basically means that these cards will slide one space over, and if the card slides in this space, it will activate. This one, for example, says that stop all movements of plagues on water tiles for 2 rounds. So for the next 2 rounds, if the plagues are on water tiles, they can't move, and other plagues behind them, if they would be moving, they can't, because this is blocking them. So now this is not a good one, this is a bad one. But there are also good ones that they will, for example, this one will produce you on certain type terrains. And as you can see, there is a bunch of different terrain types here. As I mentioned, you will set them up here, and they come in fact they come in play mainly through these events. and activate all kinds of different things. Your plagues will move or be stuck, or you have to pay the cost if they are on a specific spaces. There's also a dice that you can throw with one of the cards. Also, if you play this one, you can move your plagues or put a shield on one of them. So I can, for example, put a shield. This is just a clear disc. So I can put a shield on him, and if the event said, for example, that, let's say this one says that plagues on the water and on this like a earth or green tiles, that they need to be, it says exactly what they are, forest and water tiles. We need to destroy plagues. If they would slide here in the next turn, that means that I would need to kill this one, but this one would not be killed, but you just remove the shield from it and it is shielded from the death. So you will be playing these cards, and eventually when you get enough of this money income thingy, you will be able to buy any of these cards over here. We have set up for a 3-player game, but if it was a 4-player game, that there would be like 4 cards and one on top. And when you are buying them, they have cost in the upper left corner, and in the upper right corner it shows you where it goes. So if it has a thunder, it's like a one-time ability. You just use it, do what it does, and you discard it like so. And if it has this little hand, it means it goes into your hand and it will be in your deck. You will be able to play it turn after turn after turn. And if you have this like a hourglass thingy, this means that it is like an evolution card. For example, this one says once per turn you can discard the card to gain 1 energy. So you will put it here. As you can see, you have 2 spaces for evolution, and from now on your plague has evolved and it has some special abilities, ongoing abilities that will help you throughout the game. And of course you will be revealing new cards and putting them there, and all of these cards are different. If I'm not mistaken, I don't believe we saw 2 of the same cards in this deck, which is absolutely awesome. I like when there is like okay, so there is some that do come up as the same, but there's lots of variety in this deck, which is absolutely great. I know for a fact that these planet deck cards are all different. They all have different abilities. I mean, they are sort of similar, not simple, similar, but yeah. And of course there is these cards, these planet cards, which means that planet ability is activating. So there is a planet effect that comes into play from round to round, and it has really nasty stuff going on here, so we really have to be careful about that. And once all these cards are have been in this planetary event and have been resolved, once all this deck is emptied out, the game is over. You tally up your score, and whoever has the most points is the winner. So basically that is it. That's how you play the Space Plague. I apologize, we are not done. I was too eager to finish this video. I forgot to mention that you get also all kinds of different planets instead of this one, so you can play and they have different configuration of terrains up here, so you can have different situations going on with this in combination with the planets and these cards, events, and these cards. The replay value is through the roof, and I believe through stretch goals that there's going to be even more planets, who knows. But yeah, there's also some different planets. This is not the only planet that you will be trying to colonize with your plagues. And yeah, that is that. Now we are done. Let's talk some more about it. Okay, so that was Space Plague. And yeah, it says here, we are many, yet we are one, we are the plague. That was from the intro. I did not craft that genius intro. It was stolen from the box. I nicked it right from the box. But yeah, that's not what's important. The game itself. This was one really fun and quirky experience, if I must say. I liked how this game works. The way you pick those cards, I mean, it is pretty simple, but the way you use them, that's what I wanted to say. Not to pick them, the way you use those cards, it's really fun because it is sort of a deck builder, because some of these cards will end up in your hand and you will be able to play turn after turn after turn. Then there's like sort of, it's not a tableau building because you only have like 2 spaces. I mean, you could say that it is because you have those like upgrade genes, advancements, evolutions. You have those evolution cards that will constantly boost you, give you some special abilities that other players don't have, which I absolutely adore. And then there's these cards that will do one-time thing and go away, but will score you some points or give you some great boosts. The interaction between players is sort of minimal. It's mostly non-aggressive. There are some cards that can mess up with other players. You can put your plagues on their board, so they need to push your plague on their board, and if that plague collects something, it goes to you, not to them. So that's the fun way of interaction between players. And you can scale the game really nicely if you want to play with younger players, or if you want to play with adult players with more like a strategic, if you want to be more like conflicted, and if you're playing with little kids, you can just, everyone has their own little plague, they're pushing their little discs, trying to protect them, playing cards and trying to colonize the planet. It is just absolutely wonderful experience. I enjoyed every little bit of it. So yeah, that is that. If you are interested in games like this, if you have kids or you have very competitive adults, check out the Space Plague. It's really fun game of playing space plagues. And that is that. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Do check out my other videos. There's also a Patreon there. You can support me that way, or just like this video. All those little things help. So that is that. Thank you all for watching. Do join me next time when I will be turning myself into one of these plagues, and I will try to infest everyone with kindness and love. Oh my god. Until then, pozdrav. What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? The game is, as you saw, the component. Okay, so that was the Space Plague, not the just space. Of plagues racing. Who will be the first to? Who will be the first to do what? To all from the beginning.